Hey, what is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Roblox video. Today, we've got another tier list on the game Forsaken. I did one of these a few months ago, and this is when Dusakar was new. But now, here we are, we're a few patches into the release of NOLI, baby. Which NOLI is right here. Which NOLI is right here, behind me. There we go, there he is. All nice and purple right here. And this list is going to be based off of this current patch, which I will put the current patch in the title of this video so that you have seen it, so you know what to expect. Now, I have been playing a lot of Forsaken, especially since NOLI has come out, and I just gotta say, it has been a blast playing him, and I will give you my thoughts on him when we reach him. But a lot of changes has happened to a lot of survivors, a lot of killers have been adjusted, and yeah, without further ado, let's pop right into the video. We're gonna be starting from left to right, and it is going to be ordered on the list. Alrighty, starting off with our beautiful dad here, 007 and 7. And we are going to be placing him... Ooh, where is he going? Right here in B tier. He's not really received a whole lot of different changes. He did get an increase to his invisibility, actually, where he is a lot more invisible now, and it lasts for longer when he uses his clone. But it's not enough to really warrant putting him any higher, because he is still very visible on some maps. Yes, on dark maps he will still be hard to see, but regardless, you can still see him pretty good. And he doesn't really have much outside of that when killers just catch on that you're using the clone. He does have a skill ceiling a little bit with his clone parrying, which is when you clone right as the killer's about to deal a lethal blow to you, so you get like a few extra seconds of life. And that's really good, but it's just not as good as most other survivors here on this list. So, short and simple, the dad of Cool Kid going to be residing here in B tier. Next up, we've got my main killer, my main man, the glorious man himself, 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. And we are going to leave him right there in the D tier, and I will explain why. And the reason is because he just can't do much, okay? I get that he's my main and that this might just seem overly biased, because I know to a lot of people, once again, he's like up here in the high tiers because, oh, his damage is so high, oh, his hitbox, blah, blah, blah. We've got a worse offender of hitboxes that I'll be getting to in just a minute. But with 1X, here's the deal. He literally announces to you what every move he's going to do, and it is not that hard to dodge. He is a very, very, very read-heavy killer to use. I can use him pretty well in stack lobbies against guests and Shletkis, and even then I still sometimes lose. But he is fully reliant on predictions and reading your opponent, whereas none of the other killers really have to worry about that much, but I'll get into that when I get to them. With 1X, his mass entanglement is his best ability, but it's a very small hitbox. Now, people will disagree and be like, oh, but his hitbox is the size of Mount Everest. Well, unfortunately, that just comes from bad connection. You have a higher ping, therefore the other player that has a lower ping will be able to hit you whenever you don't think you're being hit, and vice versa. Bad ping and client side with Roblox is just a terrible combination that they will not fix, and probably never will. But that's why sometimes his hitboxes seem way overly dramatic. I've been hit by a mass entanglement that missed me by a mile, even though I have great connection, but that's because the other person is sporting 300 ping. So it is what it is. But that's all he has is his ranged moves. His damage is extremely high, but it's only because of his ranged move, and only mass infection. Mass Infection is the only move that does a ton of damage. Mass Entanglement only does 10. And his melee swings do 20 each. And he has a short, stubby melee range. So, and a slow swing speed and everything about him. He's very loud. His footsteps are very loud. He's the slowest killer sprinting speed-wise. He's literally one stud slower than a survivor. It is ridiculous to catch survivors sometimes. Like, especially an Elliot that uses his speed up, or any other survivor that can stun, Dusakar that can slow. Like, he is not good in any shape or form. All he has is his range. And sometimes that's enough, but when you compare it to every other killer on this list, it's just no contest. He's bad. That's just end of the story. He's bad. Moving on, though, now we've got Builderman. And Builderman has received quite a few changes. Oh, I will actually touch back on about 1X. They did reduce his stun recover speed so that everyone recovers the exact same speed. So that's good, and he has less end lag on Mass Entanglement and Mass Infection, but that's still not enough to bump him up a tier. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. Builderman. I put him in a strong A tier. Builderman is really good if you at least know how to place his turrets and dispensers in good places, excuse me. Builderman is always a beneficial member to have on a team. Mostly you would want them to be good, but they can still contribute even if they're bad, if they at least know how to place down the sentry or the dispenser. He is almost a must-have unless you're just a full aggressive team with guests and Shletskis and then an Elliot to heal everyone or a Dusakar to protect. Regardless, though. Builderman, very, very good. His buildings can take hits for you in chase and will often be enough to distract a killer to stop chasing you or to stop chasing a teammate to break the building, which gives them time to run away. So I think Builderman is a very valuable asset to the team. Anyone who's looking to pick up a support character that doesn't have to really work that hard to get great rewards from him, I recommend Builderman. And now we've got Cool Kid. Who saw this coming, right? Cool Kid is still the undisputed best character in the game for a multitude of reasons. Cool Kid accelerates at every category in the game. He accelerates at bait and punish, he accelerates at rushdown, he accelerates at predicting opponents, reading opponents. He literally is just the best character. He's the jack of all trades that is actually the best at all trades. He's not the person that knows how to do everything but is bad at everything. He knows how to do everything and is the best at everything. Like, he is the royal straight flush of killers. Like, there's literally nothing else to talk about. All of his moves slow survivors. All of his moves, except, well, I mean, Corrupt Nature doesn't do damage over time, but Walk Speed Override and his minions do damage over time. Both also slow survivors and deal heavy damage, and Corrupt Nature is the only aimable projectile for killers. It is ridiculous how much value in every possible way Cool Kid gets, from cutting off survivors at loops to catching up to survivors in chase as the fastest sprinting killer in the game, tied with Jason. Like, there's just so much that he can do. He has an unreactable left click, because when he punches, it basically immediately comes out with heavy damage on his left click. Highest damage left click in the game. And it is ridiculous, everything that Cool Kid is allowed to get away with in this game. And this is after his Walk Speed Override got nerfed to where it has a slight channel. But the thing is they still made it good because he's faster. Like, Cool Kid basically has no counterplay. If you can make him miss a Walk Speed Override, then that's fantastic. If you can dodge his Corrupt Nature, fantastic. Like, that's good. That's his weakest part. That's his only weak part, is if he misses either of those. But it is so hard to miss them that it almost doesn't really matter. I've ranted too long about Cool Kid. He is undisputed #1 and probably always will be in this game. So let's move on to Chance. And Chance is still going to be in the same place that I'm going to put him as last time. B tier. He's in the middest of the mid. Above... I'll put him above 007 because Chance still can get value even with being unlucky. So Chance's gimmick is everything is RNG. Your starting health is RNG. Your abilities are all RNG. Everything about him's RNG. So you can either have incredibly good luck, which is like every time you flip the coin, it's heads. You always roll highest health stat. You always get your gun to always go off every single time. There's just a whole bunch of great things that Chance can do. And then you can be horribly unlucky, like I tend to be in anything RNG related, where Chance will always roll low health, you spawn with low health, his gun explodes or just doesn't go off so frequently. Like, there is both sides of the spectrum, and then there's the Chance that is just kind of in the middle, where his gun sometimes goes off and then sometimes doesn't, sometimes explodes, sometimes gets high, sometimes gets low health. Like, he's just, I can't really put him anywhere. If I were to put him in somewhere where he was 100% consistent with everything, then I'd put him as the best survivor in the game. But he isn't, and so he's just gonna go right there in the middle of the tier list. The very middest of the mid characters. Next up on our support list, we've got little old Dusakar here. And Dusakar, I am rocking up here. Interchangeable with Builderman, honestly. I'd actually put Dusakar above Builderman. Dusakar is so insanely good now because of the one change they did to him. He got a buff to where he can still move at normal speed and sprint while casting his abilities. That's all he needed. He is now insanely good. His slow is so much better now. His protection, while having a lower duration timer, is still great because you can move and cancel it instantly if the killer swaps targets. Dusakar in the right hands is a giant threat to any killer. Always slowing down the killer, always perfectly spawn protecting his teammates. He is like a must target, along with our next character we're about to talk about. If you're a killer, you must target Dusakar to get him out of the game. Like, he is just so amazing at what he does now. I would put him really at the top of A tier, because he is insanely, insanely good now. And it makes me happy, because I've always liked him as a concept, but back when he couldn't barely move or do anything, he just wasn't fun to play. But now he is up there among one of my highest played survivors, so really recommend Dusakar if you're a support player. Next up, we've got lovely our pizza thrower here, Elliot. And I'm gonna put Elliot right up there in the S tier, because Elliot is like a crucial survivor to have. Like, if you don't have an Elliot, you might as well try and survive the best you can. Duh. But, like, Elliot is the best healer in the game. Even though he got a nerf to his pizza where it doesn't heal instantly, it still recovers the same amount of health, just over a duration of 3 seconds. But Elliot is very, very slippery when trying to catch him when he has rush hour. And it's very easy for him to refresh his rush hour because all he has to do is have a survivor eat a pizza, which he can throw at point blank or during mid-chase, or if a survivor is getting stun locked like NOLI is hitting him, or if Jason is gashing wound, then it's just really easy to get pizza value. A good Elliot is the most annoying survivor in the game to go against. I think I said that with Dusakar, and I apologize. But Elliot truly is the most annoying survivor in the game to go against when they're good. So, like, he is such a very valuable survivor to have. So again, support players, I really recommend these 3. Alright, next up, Guest, who is the best survivor in the game, in my opinion. Guest did get a slight nerf recently, but they actually just rebuffed him back up about his slowness to his block. But Guest is so good in the current meta with NOLI, and especially with people still playing Cool Kid, since he can parry NOLI's dash and he can parry Cool Kid's dash. Like, a good Guest is awful to go against. Again, you know what? He's tied in with Elliot. Now, it is kind of easy to bait a Guest's parry attack. But sometimes a good Guest won't even fall for it, and they'll just react to the swing animation. Like, those are the Guests that scare me. I struggle against those Guests. I'm not that Guest. Like, I'm a little noob main. So, like, and a chance main. So, like, I can't play as good as a Guest as I would like to. And it's unfortunate because he really is just the absolute strongest survivor in this entire game. Not only that, but being able to reliably block and parry, to take hits for teammates, stun killers with a semi-decent long stun range, being able to displace killers, forcing them to not be able to attack for 3 seconds when he bumps into them. And even his dash can be used to get away, though granted he'll have slowness like 2 for 5 seconds, I think it is, if he doesn't hit anything, but in that last man standing situation, it's just a really, really good getaway tool. So yeah, Guest, undisputed best survivor in the game. He has an incredibly high skill ceiling, but I feel when mastered, he is just, he's unbeatable. Alrighty, next up we've got our boy Jason, who is actually getting removed soon, because the owners of Jason actually saw that he was in Forsaken and have now attacked the devs to have him removed. So they're gonna have to remove him and then rebuild him from the ground up as, like, I'm assuming going to still be a similar character to Jason with a machete and a chainsaw, and maybe the same moveset, just everything visually and audio-wise is gonna get redone. All of his skins are gonna get removed probably, and it's a big hassle. But Jason, I would honestly dare say he's an S tier killer, because he shares the same sprinting speed as Cool Kid, so he's alongside the fastest killer in the game. He has a very, very aggressive playstyle with very misleading hitboxes. His beheading strike actually got slightly nerfed recently to where the helpless isn't as long, but it still deals the same damage. It still has the same lunge range. It still has the same disjointed hitbox. Gashing Wound, still very, very insanely good at catching survivors off guard from a missed stun, like a Guest trying to parry, a Shletki missing his sword swing, a Chance missing his gunshot, what have you, a survivor not paying attention on a generator. Like, that's just a very quick and easy, heavy damage. And, like, there's just so much about Jason. And he bleeds you, so he has a damage over time. Like, Jason is just so insanely good. The reason why he's behind Cool Kid is because Cool Kid does everything Jason does, but better, and has a lot more utility. But Jason, I heavily believe, is like the second best killer, because he is just very rush down heavy, aggressive. He's just very good. A bad player can be good with Jason. Granted, it'd be a little harder. But, like, how many times have you been hit by a beheading strike right as you're about to stun him from 30 feet away? And now you can't do it. Now you have got 5 seconds where you just have to try and keep juking. And let's say you're almost out of stamina. You could really use that stun. Like, Jason is so broken busted, and oh my god, he's the killer I hate fighting the most. He is so annoying. Alright, I'm done ranting about Jason. Alright, next up we've got John Doe, the boy-o, John Doe. And John Doe will slip right up there in A tier. Still a very good killer. He did get nerfed recently, where he no longer has the passive of if he gets stunned, it's only a 2.75 second stun, rather than, or that's what it used to be. No matter how strong the stun was, it was always 2.75 seconds, and he would get speed 1 or 2 whenever he came out of that stun animation. Like, he was beyond broken busted. But now, without that passive, he's still good because of his void spikes. His digital footprint is still insane for cutting off loops, cutting off generators, even blocking items on the ground. So, and he gets speed 2 now if somebody steps on his digital footprint, and that's come in handy many times when I've been playing him. So, yeah, John Doe's still a very good pick, I think, for anyone that's looking to pick up another killer or wanting to main a killer for the first place. John Doe would be it. John Doe, I would also say, would be technically actually be the best character in the game, because his skill ceiling is infinitely high with his void spikes. But I'm basing this off of the average player, and averagely I would put him at a very solid A tier. And alright, here we are. NOLI, the newest addition to Forsaken. And it's actually kind of tough to really place him, because I've seen a lot of bad NOLIs, I've seen a lot of good NOLIs. But in all honesty, I say he's like the most balanced killer in this entire game. So, genuinely speaking, I'm actually gonna put him right here in B tier. I'd say he's like the most balanced thing. He's got crazy movement. He's got, with his dash, his teleport across the map, his supernova explosion that pulls people in is pretty decent. But all of his stuff is also really easy to dodge. Like, his stuff is good, but workaroundable. And so I genuinely think he's like the most balanced killer in the game. He's got the same left-click stat as 1X does, but he also has the third fastest sprinting speed in the game. Or no, he has the second fastest sprinting speed in the game. But or it's one of the two, I'm sorry. Either way, I'll put it up here, right here. But either way, he's a very fast killer, very mobile, but very counterable. And like, his hallucinations are really easy to get the hang of whenever you can spot the difference, because the hallucination NOLI usually just has perfect movement and relentlessly swings. It also is the only thing to not kick you off a generator. Like, if you're working on a generator and the hallucination starts hitting you, you won't get kicked off of it like you would with the real NOLI hitting you, or any other damage type in the game hitting you. You still have to like be alert though, because sometimes people can fake being the hallucination, but you can still tell. Either way, tangent aside, NOLI, like, literally the most balanced killer in the game. Alrighty, moving on to my main survivor. We've got Noob, and I'm putting him right up here in the S tier. I love Noob a whole lot, and he's only gotten better. He used to have 2 charges on all of his abilities, but now he has endless uses, they're just on a timer. And that was the best thing that could have ever happened to him. Oh my gosh, he is so much more fun to use and play now. He's a lot more annoying to deal with than Last Man Standing. And just overall in general. Because a noob player, all they have to do is just do the gens. And then their whole thing can just be run away or annoy the killer in some way. And just a whole bunch of stuff. Like, Noob has gotten a lot better. This update has just really improved Forsaken, I feel. Like, for the better. Everyone has something about them that's a lot better. And I like it. I really do. The new dev team is really listening and looking out, and I really like what they're doing. But yeah. Noob, Slate Skin Potion, very good with dealing with Cool Kid minions and blocking any attack in the game, just making killers waste time on him. Bloxicola, very good for outrunning, of course, the killer. And his Ghost Burger actually got a lot better, where his invisibility got darker, so he is even more invisible than he was, and the sound effect doesn't follow him anymore. So it's really good for juking killers up close, and of course dodging any killer that has vision. So yeah, I would really suggest picking up Noob. He is a lot of fun. And now we've got Shletki. And Shletki, I would put about right up here. Still one of the best killers in the game. I mean, survivors in the game. Has a very reliable stun. Granted, you have to be a little bit smart to play with it because it has a very short range. Usually, Shletkis will just wait around corners or just instantly turn around mid-chase and then swipe a killer. So you just gotta watch out for that, but he also has a 30 health heal with his chicken, and he's got 2 uses of that. Plus any Bloxicola or medkit he finds on the ground. Like, he's just a very versatile survivor. Really no downsides aside from his short stun range. But all in all, easiest survivor in the game to play, in my opinion. Don't really have to think with him, and he gets a lot of reward. So, put him there. And then here we've got little old Taffy Boy. Our first C tier of the game. I genuinely think he's the worst survivor in the game. For a multitude of reasons. He's been nerfed so much and changed around so much that he's just not as good as he was on release. Granted, he was annoying for a lot of people on release, but yeah. He's just, I'm sorry, I love him a lot, but my boy, he can't really get a lot done much anymore. He can still be slightly annoying, because they did change it to where your screen, instead of going bright purple, goes, like, almost black. But the thing is you can still see in front of you. You can still see survivors running around in front of you, so it's really not hard to lose track of them. You just gotta hold your mouse and your camera and turn it in just the way to counteract the shaking of the camera whenever you hit a trap. And it's really easy to see the traps on the ground, the slow trap and the trip mine. Like, he just gets no value anymore, and it's really sad because he's really cool design-wise and kit-wise, but there's just not much you can do with him anymore. So I just plop him there in the C tier, one of the worst survivor in the game. And then we've finally, last but not least, our quote-unquote Sentinel. Two-time. How the tides have turned, because the last time I did a tier list, he was way down in his own tier, in the garbage can tier. But now with his rework, insanely good. Very, very good survivor. I keep saying killer, I'm sorry. Very good survivor. Stealthily, just stealthy, sneaky stabs, all of that stuff, very good. This whole second life thing is still just really good. All of him's really good. He's a very solid pick. The reason why I don't put him above Builderman, Dusakar, and the others is because while good, he still has his flaws. His crouch makes him puts him in heavy disadvantage. Like, he just becomes a very easy target to start wailing on when he crouches down. I really don't even warrant doing the dash stabs anymore, because you just get even more value from the normal stab he has, and there's, quote, trick stabbing now, which I've been able to pull off a few times, and it is kind of fun to do. But it's where you just run around a corner and then hit control to go into shift lock, walk backwards and backstab the killer, going up a hill with the killer and then running backwards, backstabbing them, or even just while mid-chase, backstabbing them from a frontward position. Like, he's just a really weird and annoying survivor to go against. Like, a good 2-time that abuses trick stabbing and stuff like that, which really isn't even that hard to pull off. It can just be horrible to go against and chase, depending on if there are other worse survivors out there. But the more 2-times there are, the less effective he is. And so there's that. So you really want to only see one on your team, but that one can just make your life a living nightmare. So, in conclusion, 2-time, very solid pick. And yeah, that is, I think, gonna do it for my tier list. It is a whole lot of a different looking tier list than my previous one. And I am very excited to see what changes come to this game in the future. Let me know in the comment section down below what you liked about this tier list, what you didn't like about this tier list. Am I a dum-dum for putting 1X in D tier? Am I a dum-dum for putting Jason in S tier? Like, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, leave a comment down below, leave a like if you want to see more, and a subscribe always helps and lets me know if y'all want more Forsaken content. Thank y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good night.
I was out getting faded till she hit me up. She heard I was on it. Girl, you trip too much. It's only been like 3 months. Why you take it personal like